Okay, good evening ladies and gentlemen and welcome to MBTV. I'm Captain Lush, your regular host on the channel. I'm joined by a hero of the scene, a classic NA player from the Black Shields, Raid. How you doing, mate?
BKS swag.
BKS swag, got that's up on the screen, so hopefully you get a few followers from tonight's broadcast. People interested in the BKS team, its history, as proud NA champions. Tonight we got the headline match, I think, of this week in the World by Native League. Heroes Inquisition versus the Castellans. I've been talking to you about it a little bit before the game, but I know you're not following it too closely, so I'm not going to push you and stress you out with questions on that too much. I do want to ask you what you think of the maps and factions, though. Starting off, we got Reverend Village, Saranids versus Rodox. What are you thinking about that?
I think Saranids versus Rodox is really fun. The only problem is the crossbows tear up the Saranid horses so fast that it's really hard for the Saranids to utilize their strength. And I'm guessing we're not going to see a lot of Cav, unfortunately. I really like to see the Cav play come out from Saranids, but Rodox usually tend to shut that down, as they should, with the pikes and the crossbows. So we have Reverend Village and Sandy Bush, and I was hoping to see a little bit of open play. But like I said, the Rodox can shut that down pretty quickly, so I think Rodox will have the edge there.
I could be right. I certainly think it's pretty even, as you said. Rodox definitely, I think crossbows work really well, especially on this map. Lots of nice corners for crossbows to kind of duck in and out of. But I wouldn't be surprised to see 3 or 4 Cav coming out from Castellans here. They got some really good Cav players like Corey, Hives. I don't know if Hives is around right now, but Artisan too. Like lots of threatening Cav players. Caesar plays Cav a lot as well these days. So
yeah, I recognize Corey, and I don't even really watch the European scene, but I recognize him.
Yeah,
I've heard about him.
Corey led the UK team last time, and
that makes sense.
He's been around for so long as well. So yeah.
I think it'll be mainly defensive Cav. You really need Cav for the quick response, but I'm not really predicting a lot of offensive movement from them.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's mainly like flag waiting, to be honest. I think we'll see on this map because there's kind of rows of houses and teams tend to stick behind them. If any team's going to be aggressive here, I think it's going to be Heroes Inquisition. They're kind of a bit more known for it. That's how they beat AE, actually, just kind of running at them.
Which faction are they playing first?
I think they're going to be playing Rodox first by the looks of this, which is kind of the opposite of what's normal, because they're actually Team 1, but doesn't really make much of a difference. Team is free to do what they like.
Yeah, admittedly, I don't know too much about either team, minus what we kind of talked about a little bit, so... but I have heard of both teams, so if I've heard of them, then obviously they're pretty high end. Yeah.
Heroes Inquisition, they're mainly known for their sick archers, like just sick, crazy Russian archers, like Griffin, and well, actually, yeah, Bendetto's in there as well, but I don't know if he's going to be playing. Volshin too. We'll see how it plays out actually, because it's been more like. I feel like the Cavs played pretty well this season. This Heroes Alexander guy stepped up his game a little bit, but he's got really high ping right now, so I don't know what's going on there.
Those EU servers, man.
It's Germany, man. It's laggy servers. Got to blame Rene, our sponsor. Nah, Rene's a cool guy. Providing like 10 servers for the tournament, so it's pretty sweet. I think we're gonna be getting going pretty soon, so. What's going to happen when the map restarts is I'm just going to run a little map intro and we'll head into the game. Oh, people speaking Turkish in chat right now. That's really trolling me. Okay, let's run this map intro. Okay, and we're live. Spawning as the Saranids in the attacking spawn. It's Castellans. Against them, playing as Rodox's Heroes Inquisition first. Class setups right now, so yeah, as I suspected, we're seeing a lot of Cav here. 5 actually coming out from Castellan. Just the 1 Archer and 2 Inf. 4 from Heroes Inquisition. What are you thinking of those setups?
Kind of surprised Rodox are fielding 4 Cav.
Yeah.
Against Serenade. I was really expecting more crossbows. It's yes, sure, it's an open map, but there's a lot of potential for camping.
It's EU meta, dude. Cav, cav, cav. We're crazy for cav these days.
Hunters.
Yeah. Oh, some aggressive play coming out from Castellan actually. Oh, but Arthur made a pretty big error there, just running into a fence. Is he going to go down? I think he might do. Just escapes, but actually Castellan getting the better of this fight. Caesar takes down Max, and just basically all out aggression here from Castellan in the early round. Inquisition and Cav getting caught out a little bit. They have got a couple of kills back, but I feel like they're under a lot of pressure right now. It's very, very even. 5 against 5 is the score at the moment. Novak seems kind of lost in the open with El Azul. And here's Inquisition now 1 player up, pushing Castellan back. I feel like their horses have just gone down quite easily.
Castellan has no range up either, so.
Yeah, that's a real problem. Caesar takes down Griffin though, it's 4 against 4. Richards do mount, do horse as well. Novak trying to stay alive without a shield, doing the damage that he can to Inquisition R's horse. Actually gets him down, finishes him off as well, and they're now a player up Castellan, so the aggression has finally paid off for them. Novak needs to find himself a shield pretty soon, does pick up a board off the ground, but in comes Rich to finish him off with the bump slash. 3 against 3, very, very close round. Here is the Inquisition. They've got to make their move on the flag fairly soon right now. 2 cav up for them. Volshin goes down without being able to put up too much resistance. Just Rich and Rafkin left right now. Both of them on decent health, but they need to find a way to get El Azul off this flag because he's not looking like he's going to budge. Dan goes snappy off his horse, and that's a good start. Here's Inquisition. Rafkin uses his horse too, and just 2 desert horses remaining. I think Rafkin's going to do better on the ground here because they really need to force the melee fight. But Rich is stuck over in the side of the map, fighting out with Caesar. He needs to go and help out Rafkin right now. Coming to the couch, does pick off Snappy there. It's a nice, big. Yeah. Oh, but Caesar finished off Rafkin. This can be so for Rich right now. He's on such low health compared to the other 2. Might be best just cut his losses, I think, at this point and try and keep some gear. Caesar's just going to bait him away from the flag, and it's going to be so for him to do anything right now. He probably doesn't even have time to dismount and get on that flag, which is what he needs to do. Yeah, he's actually not going to do that. It's just going to let Castellan win the round. Really close to start off with then. These teams suspect it to be a very, very close game. I hope we see more of that.
They were banging. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really not... really wasn't expecting to see any kind of aggression come out of either of these teams. But Castellan just really went for it. And Heroes Inquisition, they were ready for it as well. And they kind of went right at it as well.
Yeah, their cav did well, especially Rafkin, I saw in particular. Yeah. Turned it around for him pretty quickly.
But it just went down the end. Not quite able to finish it off. No changes from either side in class setup though, which is quite interesting after that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was so close. I think they both feel that it could have swung in their direction, so there's no reason to change anything. Again, I'm surprised the Red Ox aren't fielding as many crossbows. I think they would do a lot better, but...
Volshin and Max both went down for a pretty easy last round though. I mean, the problem when you're playing as a crossbow against so much cav, it's like you need a way to defend yourself properly, and you have to kind of use really dodgy terrain and corners, or get like a spear drop or something like that, and then you don't have a sword. So I don't know.
No, I agree with you, but that's if the horses are heavy, and Serenade horses are really light, so sure they're quick, but they're not going to risk strafing as much.
Castellan once again going some quite aggressive play, but not committing as much this time. Actually backing off now towards the windmill area. Damn
you, Corey pulls a Vanadar.
What is a Vanadar? Loses his horse? Or?
A solo strafing run, high risk,
okay.
Gets killed.
Just got it. Let's go down there. I mean, they're not short on cav still, but obviously being a player down is always an issue.
Yeah.
I think one problem is that they just have one archer. Like they have no potential for crossfires here at all, Castellan. So they're kind of relying on aggression.
Yeah, so it's almost not even worth fielding the one.
Yeah.
You know, it's good for like we just saw, 3-on-3, 4-on-4. You know, those small skirmishes. It's huge. But
exactly.
In the bigger skirmishes, no.
I think you're right. Flag spawns, and it's in the open field this time. Castellans have made a kind of move towards that already, so they're already in pretty good shape for this. I'm not really sure how they're going to defend against Inquisition though. I mean, Inquisition is going to kind of come out with this with 2 crossbows and crossfire them, I feel like. Whereas Castellan just backing off. I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything about these Heroes Inquisition archers.
They won't. What they're going to need to do is just try to tank it.
Yeah.
You know, just
dance and force
shield wall it up, man. Shield wall.
Exactly. Force them to come onto the flag. Got some GK tactics coming out right now.
Yep. And there's really not a lot of cover, not great cover anyways for the crossbows. So
we got Castellan trying to engage in some cav fighting here. We got some dogfighting going on. I don't think it's going too well for them. Some pretty nice jumping and dodging from Snappy here, staying alive despite losing his horse. Really moving pretty well actually. And Blacktide actually brings down Griffin. That's Luke, by the way. Caesar picks up Rich, and they are getting the better of this fight somehow. Down goes Alexander as well, and really nice play from Castellan actually. Completely dominating that whole dogfight, and they still got 3 cav up. In the meantime, Heroes Inquisition move towards the flag, but in come the Castellan cav to back them up in this. Bad team kill from Caesar there, or Novak gives Heroes Inquisition a chance to come back now, but with Max on such low health, is going to go down there pretty easily. Volshin takes out Snappy, and they're still in this round. Siphon doing some nice work on OGL. Rapkin finishes them off, and it's 3-on-3 once again. Castellan without any range as well, and Volshin's going to be pretty big here. Heroes Inquisition recognise they have to get onto the flag right now because it is going up. Blacktide is on there. Siphon's going to engage him in melee right now, and it's going to come down to the cav, I think. In comes Arthur, gets the bump off. Siphon under a lot of pressure. Down goes Volshin, and Siphon's got to bring Blacktide down really fast now because they're just running out of time. It's a team kill, and they've got them off the flag. If a Castellan player dismounts right now, though, they are going to win. Yeah, that's good play from Castellan there. They recognise that to just dismount and let's get them around.
Kills are huge, man.
Yeah,
huge.
But they managed to see out the round, yeah.
The calling from Castellan's good there. They use their cav to screen the other side of the bridge to prevent the cav from crossing.
Yeah.
And because the heroes cav needed to move towards the flag, they could kite lance.
Yeah, exactly.
Really dictate the engagement. So the calling was spot on there.
They totally dominated it as well. It was very nice work. I think it's OGL, aka our glorious leader. He tends to lead the team, and he was kind of like he presided over Wolfpack's unbeaten run in WNL Division B last season. So he's got a lot of experience.
Yeah. And I mean, you definitely have to give the edge to the Serenade Cav already, but
yeah,
it was good calling to kind of separate the group out like that.
Yeah, really worked out well.
And I think it really hurt Heroes not to. Their crossbows didn't get a lot of work done, and with this comp, it needs to happen.
I feel like they might have moved on to the flag a little bit early. They could have just perhaps shot it a bit more. I don't know. I didn't see exactly what went on because I was following the other fight.
Well, yeah, that's because the Serenades won that fight with a cav so quickly.
Yeah.
The other fight didn't really have a chance to develop or mature.
More aggression coming out from Castellan here, and Griffin and Volshin seem a little bit caught out right now. I think they're pretty vulnerable. But in comes Inquisition cav piling in right now. Rich takes down Novak immediately, and I feel like Heroes Inquisition with a pretty decent chance this round. They dismount Blacktide. Don't manage to finish him off, but they're in pretty good shape in this round. Max, I think, has found himself some space to shoot as well. Siphon takes down Lazo, and oh yeah, wherever the Castellan player's gone, this hasn't worked out at all from this round. Rafkin's got himself a Warhorse somehow, in spite of getting completely beaten up. Team kill is really dodging. A double kill from Corey there, bringing Castellan back into the round, but I think Heroes Inquisition are going to be able to see this out. Down goes Blacktide and Caesar. Corey and Snappy remaining, but I think it's going to be the end for these Castellan players.
I like the aggression a lot. I mean, obviously, that's the kind of play that I like to use and as well as see done. But the issue here is that you're playing it at the hands of the Rodox when they balled their entire team up in a really small corridor, and when you're just banging like that with a mainly cav comp, especially on light horses. Yeah, there was no heavy horses going out yet.
Corey now just out of time. Doing pretty well, nice movement. Like to see some good weaving with the nymph, get a few hits off, but nothing too valuable. Siphon looking pretty dangerous, he's on form, this guy. Siphon played in IG last season, but IG kind of lost their best players. Rempica also playing for Heroes Inquisition right now as well. I don't think he's actually playing at the moment, unless he's Inquisition R. But he's a pretty dangerous player too, and IG's loss was Heroes Inquisition's gain, basically. So good to see Heroes Inquisition get off the starting board. Every round so far has been pretty close, but nice to see that be reflected in the score as well. We could have a pretty good match on our hands.
Yeah, it does seem really close. Although I really don't agree with the 2 infantry for the Castellans. I would understand
you'd switch those to archers. Yeah, they're not really being too effective either. Like Elazar and Novak got 1 kill between them.
The only time the infantry is going to come in handy is if you're already losing and if you're already down. So if you're playing that game, like, oh well, if we get in trouble and if we're outnumbered, we need to protect our 1 archer with 2 infantry. Then you're playing not to lose. You're not playing to win, in my opinion. You know, you need the forward momentum, and that's what the archers are going to give you. If you're running that many cav, have the archers, you know, assisting the cav. That's what you want. Cav is just mobile spearmen, anyways. So if you're really that worried about it, leave a cav or 2 by the bows, and they're still versatile enough to move.
I think the logic behind it, I do agree with you, but I feel like what their intention is just to have some kind of meat on the flag, because they want to tank the flags most round. And having infantry on the flag is kind of the way to raise that. I
agree, but you can also dismount one of your own cav, and there's not going to be too much of a difference, and you're also providing strength for the rest of the entire match, as opposed to just if it comes down to a flag.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair point. Just taking a little pot shot there. Not getting anything done. Most of the kills coming out from the cav at the moment. Caesar doing pretty well for Castellan on 5-1 right now.
And that's with the team kill.
Yeah. Flag spawning over by the church right now. A little bit of a hero's Inquisition, but they're moving kind of scattered. I think Castellan's going to try and get something done here, maybe pick off some stragglers. I'm not able to find anyone. And yeah, Black gets this hooked yours there and immediately finished off by the predatory hero's Inquisition cavalry.
Heroes has a great setup here. If they hold, just hold. That's all they need to do.
Their archers aren't really spread out. They don't have much of a crossfire potential here. I think Mac's going to try and find a better spot at the moment. He's got a bit of time as well because Castellan's quite slow on their approach. They're now down at a cav as well, which is going to make it extra hard for them. Yeah, Mac's taking a really nice spot now, right by the map edge, by the fence. It's going to be so hard for Cav to take him down. He's going to go for him, but I think he's going to be a real threat. Siphon raising the flag too. Griffin does go down, so early kills coming in for Castellan. Back and forth. It's staying 6 against 6, the current player count. Elazar under a lot of pressure on the flag. Double kill from OGL here, though. That's going to turn things around a little bit. Down goes R and Rich in the meantime. 6 players, well, 5 players against 4 now in favour of Castellans. And Max has been neutralised as a threat as well. Castellans cav are going to try and move in to finish him off. He escapes over the fence, but he hasn't been able to shoot for a very long time. Now the attentions of the Castellans cav go back towards their own players. Volshin and Siphon on very, very low health. Flag very, very even. Caesar's going to get on there and try and raise it a little bit, I think, but is shut down by Max with the crossbow. Ojo brings down Rafkin, and Castellans are getting the better of this, I think, right now.
Yeah, OGL's been huge here.
We can actually see a draw in this round. OGL's going to get onto the flag. They're going to try and finish off Siphon, but they don't have much time left. In comes. Oh, they don't finish him off though. They've got the bump on. If Siphon can stay alive for these 5 seconds, he's going to get a draw, I think. And he's doing his best. 2 seconds left, I think he's going to stay alive, and it's a drawn round. Crazy, we never see that. And Siphon there, absolutely being a hero for his team. Does go down eventually, but impressive stuff from the Heroes Inquisition player.
Pretty sure their team speak just blew up.
It was so crazy. I mean, they got the bump off, and they so nearly brought him down.
I think that falls on the heroes' crossbows.
I think it. All right. Okay. Yeah.
There's absolutely zero reason why Serenade horses should still be up in that number after they've engaged for that long. In a sustained engagement, like, what should be happening is the crossbows should be targeting the horses first, and they were going for kills. They weren't going for
maybe that's the problem.
Dismounting, and in my opinion, that was big. Also, the Serenade archer OGL, he was still up the whole time.
Yeah.
So it's like, as a crossbow in that situation, you have 2 choices: take down the archer, or you take down the horses. Everything else, you know, if you go for the kills, if you go for the BKS swag there, the headshots, you just try to be like, oh, you know, like I want the kill. That's what can happen. You know, they have shields.
To be
Archers
fair,
usually don't have shields, and horses don't have shields.
OGL's a damn slippery guy though, so he's very hard to kill.
He is, but I mean, at this level, both these teams are high end, so I'm just assuming, because I don't know the crossbows, I don't know them personally. I'm just assuming they're just as good.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did really well, OGL. Not taking away anything from him. I just think the error was not focusing the Serenade cav horses.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the weak point.
They set up for too long. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit of a break right now while the teams just kind of adjust, plan out the next set. But very, very close right now, especially with the round draw as well. Always hyped to see that because it's like such a rare occurrence. And both these teams clearly like very knowledgeable, like doing their best to play out each round and work with the flag. Is the flag a mechanic you like?
The quick flag?
Well, no, the flag just in general, like as a sort of game mechanic.
I think that it is good, but it's not great. The current implementation of it is not the best implementation. It's a good idea because it really breaks up camping, but I think it would be better to have it spawn sooner, because a lot of the times what you see is teams will say, okay, this is my side of the map, this is your side of the map, we're going to shoot at each other to see if we can get an edge.
Yeah.
And then the flag spawns, and a lot of the times, you know, for example, Heroes and Inquisition there had the perfect position and they should have won. You know, if it spawns right behind you and you can set up on the flag and make the other team come into you, it's huge.
I agree.
So think about it. If it would spawn at the beginning of the rounds and everyone had to get there equally, you know, there would be less camping and it would be more of, you know, A, instant action, and B, you would be rewarded for risking to set up on the flag quickly, as opposed to, you know, there's 3 spots that can spawn, we're both going to cover 1 and be semi-close to the neutral one. And that, I don't like that really at all. So again, it's good, but it could be a lot better.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. As well, I feel like if teams are fighting on the flag as well, I feel like the rounds should kind of extend and go into overtime.
I think so.
A is added a very nice suggestion where the flags, like, if the round like times out, both flags should just raise, and like whichever one hits the top first should win. So there's like you have an advantage for having a higher flag, but like both teams still have a bit of time depending on how high the flags are to still fight out and like see who actually is going to win, which is what it should be about, I think, the actual fight.
Well, I do think that, you know, you should be like, there's another layer there. There's situational awareness. Like, you know, on this map actually we won before because we had higher mobility. I think it was Cernid and Rodox. You know, we had higher mobility. They had no cav. The flag spawned out in the field, and we just engaged them fully in the town, and we made them unable to get anybody out. And in the last 10 seconds, we sent Tyrion ghosted on the flag. You know, and I think that's good too.
Yeah.
There's that element.
Alright, so teams just preparing. They're going to be getting going again pretty soon. Alexander's still playing really high ping. I wonder if that's going to affect him a little bit, if he is actually going to play. I don't know if he always plays with that ping. I don't think he does though.
Europeans are still deadly with high ping, man.
Yeah.
I gotta give it to you guys.
True.
Like,
to be fair,
I do hate on the Euros, but they did come over and you guys did really well, man. Like, take it from me, I bitch about ping all the time. I hate playing with high ping, but
yeah,
you know, they did well. So.
Well, like, to be fair, I think most of the best players kind of went over to America, like the real hardcore no-lifers like me.
They
like
practiced all the time, dude. Like they were in bomb all the time, so it definitely helps.
If your lifestyle is staying up until like 3 AM playing Warband, then you're going to be pretty good at the game.
Oh yeah, dude. Fucking swag life.
But no, it's cool. I feel like I was one of the starters in that trend of like EU imports to America. And I think I hope it's been like pretty good for both teams as well. Like it's one of the few things which kind of keeps us together.
Yeah, no, and it really does benefit both sides.
Yeah.
Like I said, I will hate on Europeans sometimes, you know, somewhat playfully, but I know a lot of cool Euros. And like, for example, you know, I honestly don't like Black Tide that much. He is kind of a dickhead, but you know, he's a very good player, and he plays in EU and NA, and that says a lot about his. I gotta give it to him. He's skilled. He does well with high ping on our servers, and he does well here. So he's doing pretty well in the scrim too. So yeah, there's a lot of solid guys here. He's a little bit childish, though.
Well, yeah, he is just a young kid still, anyway. He's about 18 or something, if that even. I'm really interested to see how this plays out, though. Like, swapping sides now. I don't know. Heroes in Inquisition, they say they like Vegas. They're not getting a chance to play that right now. I think they've got Vegas on the next map.
Vegas is, oh my god, probably one of my favorite factions. Cern and Vegas. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, like they're most similar factions.
Yep.
If only Serenades had good bows, that would be awesome.
Just shoot them in the head, man.
It doesn't even kill them most of the time. It sucks. Maybe headshots are deadlier and fastest.
more importantly, is this medium or fastest and is alive? No, no.
This is
okay. Their team killing each other. I'm pretty
no,
sure
it's not live. No. No, this is medium. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I remember my first warband match.
Was it medium?
It was. And then I graduated.
Well,
no, fastest does bother me sometimes too.
Chinese, maybe we need to take a leaf out of their book. They play on faster. They got the balance over there.
Yeah, I've tried. I'm just like, I can't get on board with the faster.
No.
I think I hate faster more than medium.
Why is that?
I don't know, it just feels off. Maybe it's because I've never played it before, but
yeah, maybe.
it's like a sick bastardization. It's like if Obama and the Queen had a child.
I think the Queen isn't able to have children anymore. Thank God.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're live, aren't we? So yeah, let's crack into this. Okay, so now we got a little side swap here, defending over by the castle side, or defending, you know, whatever, spawning over by the castle side. Playing as the Rodox as Castellans, up against them as the Saranids, Heroes Inquisition. Down 1 to 2 at the moment.
With too many infantry.
Too many infantry? 2 infantry, you mean?
Yeah, 2 is too many.
I don't know. I think it can do well on the flag. It can be quite important. Like, I don't know if I'm completely convinced that it should be abandoned. We've got more archers coming out here from Heroes Inquisition as well, so they got more crossfire potential. They are known for their good archers. That's cool to see. Castellans, in the meantime, they're taking 2 crossbows as well, so a bit more range is going to be going on here. We got some crossbow drops for their cav too. You like that?
I'm sorry, just a minute.
Okay. Elazar switching up to go for crossbow here instead of inf. With Vanton coming in, Scar's brother, to play in for Castellan. Corey sees a Luke, and Arthur sticking his cav. Castellan kind of clumping up a little bit now, just before the flag spawn, getting like all the players towards the centre of the map. Heroes Inquisition in kind of a similar setup as well, and it spawns right in the middle, so I think it's going to be a pretty intense clash here. Immediately we see Heroes Inquisition players trying to spread out to get archer positions. Nova Convulsion a little close together, but I think they got Max probably on the left. Yeah, by this barrel wall. Vantong and Novak immediately on the flag, trying to raise for Castellan. Looks like Novak's going to go right round and actually just try and outflank Castellans here. No, they've got no archers by the wall. The fight has broken out here immediately as Castellan just kind of pushed into the back of Heroes Inquisition. I don't know if this is going to work out necessarily though. First kill comes in from Blacktide, and these Heroes players are under a lot of pressure, but they're going to be able to keep them busy for a long time while the rest of the players move in to support them. Griffin stays alive as well, but it's going to go down here I think eventually. The Castellan Cav's a bit too much. Nice movement from Griffin though, jumps over the fence. That's going to be hard for the Cav to get in there. In the meantime, Castellan wasting a lot of time on this, but I don't know if Heroes Inquisition are quite capitalising on it. They have managed to sort of catch a few Castellan players outnumbered over here now, and a big hit on Blacktide. They do bring him down as well. Novak takes down Griffin. It's very, very even right now. 5 players apiece as Novak brings down Damn You Corey. Now Rich raising the flag for Heroes Inquisition, and it's once again just a really, really close round between these two teams. Ojo on a pretty sweet spot here though. Popping in and out, able to just shoot into that fight, and Heroes Inquisition have no one really to deal with him immediately. Oh, well, here comes Ar, and it's going to knock down him and removes his shield as well. Ojo now forced into melee. Siphon goes over to deal with them, and actually, once again, they're just moving off the flag. I feel like it's kind of a mistake. These teams need to focus on that because there's not much time left. Kills back and forth. Artisan, Rich, Volshin, all picking up kills. Siphon now raising the flag a little bit. Vanton's going to move on to there, but it's a little bit late now, I think. Unless they can bring Siphon down, they're pretty much screwed. Vantong, he's got 5 seconds to do this. I don't think he can do it, and yeah, no, you're going to do it fainting, man. You just got to spam. In comes Artisan. Oh, and the The last chance there didn't pay off because Artisan didn't get his couch, and yeah, the round goes Heroes Inquisition. Raid, you back yet, man?
Yeah, I am. Sorry about that.
So, that's cool.
You're so good you can solo stream. Why am I even here?
I do that sometimes, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's nice to have a bit of a mix up, and your sweet, soothing southern accent. Just a pleasure for all the viewers, I feel.
Almost as good as your amazing European accent.
European accent.
Makes me weak at the knees, man.
What the fuck is a European accent?
I don't know. Like, what's an American accent? We have so many states, right?
Yeah, I said southern. I didn't say American.
Oh, it's not southern. Fuck that.
What's your accent then?
I don't even know. Sure, southern, I guess.
It's not like super heavy, deep southern, but it's you don't sound
It's
like
kind
you're
of
from,
southern, a little bit.
you don't sound like you're from like,
The north.
yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so these comps are pretty much identical.
Oh, I was going to talk more about Texas, but it's up to you.
Oh, yeah, we ride horses everywhere.
Well,
We
look,
don't have cars.
Texas is one of my dream locations to live in. I really want to move there, basically. I've just been watching so much King of the Hill.
Okay.
I just feel like that would be like my perfect dream life. Just drinking beer on the street with my buds, having adventures.
Exactly. And I mean, from a purely economical standpoint, it's great. Low cost of living,
Exactly.
high minimum wage. You can come work at McDonald's, dude.
Yeah, man. It'd be awesome.
Get fat with everybody else. You and peers.
Okay, we should talk about the game now a little bit.
Yeah. These comps are really close, which is strange for Redux and Serenade. I mean, understandable for the map. I understand the general idea. They want mobility as well as protecting their range.
You'd expect more crossbows from Redox?
Well, I've been saying it the whole time. Sure. I don't like the infantry whenever you have the range option here. Like you said, it gives you strength on the flag, but assuming you can get to the flag, with all the cav strafing, with the crossfire setup,
The equipment's pretty important as well. Like the goddamn cleavers are wicked. Don't you think so?
Assuming you can use them. I mean, I just whenever we use infantry and we have to cross these open spaces against really solid cav players, a lot of the times you lose infantry doing that.
Yeah, you might be right. We've got some war spears here though, so they're going to do their best to defend themselves. Van Tong's got infantry pedigree as well. He's the brother of A.E. Scar, known as one of the top infantry in the European scene. Not quite as good as Rodin though.
I like Heroes and Inquisition's position here.
Yeah, Novak's got himself in a really nice spot up on that.
Max is in trouble though.
On that hill. Oh, Max over by that rock. Yeah, he's going to have to find a space to start shooting here as soon as he can. Van Tong goes down pretty early on from a couch from R there. R getting a double kill, which is pretty sweet to see. Artisan pulls one back on Ravkin. And, well, it's pretty even so far, but Heroes Inquisition getting the better of this, I think. And Novich and Volshin, look at those two archers just shooting completely unchallenged. They get one kill, they're going to get more as well, I think. Caesar comes in with a couch dance. All the Castellan cav are going to just march in to try and deal with them, but they do manage to bring down Volshin, and they're giving themselves the best chance this round. The cav are moving really nicely, actually, Castellans. Just moving in kind of like a line, and just kind of knocking and bumping, and just really focusing on one player at a time. But it's not going to be able to be enough, I don't think. Nice surviving by the Inquisition players. Novik gets sniped out by Elazar, but just Elazar left now, and there's too many Russians and Ukrainians for him to deal with, I think. And
good luck, buddy.
Yeah, in they come. He's got himself a... Oh, I thought he had a cleaver. No, he doesn't. If he had a cleaver, he might have a chance. Oh, team kill. And that's...
That greed, though.
Yeah, I mean, anything he can get at this point is just valuable. Like, it's all more than anyone can expect from him, so, fair play for, like, staying alive. Oh, no, maybe not. Just about. Goes down.
Siphon says no.
Yeah. Well, he managed to sort of bait out a team kill. I don't know if he really baited out, but he at least had a team kill.
Yeah, it happened, so.
We got to switch up here as well. It looks like we're going to have 5 cav now for Castellan.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, they're dropping an archer, though, for that.
Which I don't like.
Actually, Van Tong is going to go cav, and Elazar's going to drop archer and replace him as an infantryman. Maybe they're just not feeling archer at this point. It's kind of strange, though. I mean, yeah, I agree. Like, archers are useful, especially crossbows.
Yeah, especially on this map, because
Yeah.
it's open, like I said, but it's relatively closed, and there's so many good spots for crossbows. Against Serenade too, I mean, I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. you know, 2 good crossbow shots, you're gonna drop the Serenid Cav.
Yeah. I think they were dropping crossbows before, but they're limiting their potential to do that now. I actually asked you that last round, but when you were busy, what do you think of the crossbow drop for Cav? The kind of mounted dragoon crossbow. You a fan of that?
I mean, it really depends on their proficiency when they're mounted. I've never actually tried to shoot a crossbow from a horse, so assuming it's extremely inaccurate, then sure I like it. But if it's accurate on any level, then it's a little bit cheesy.
Cheesy? You don't like cheesy stuff?
Oh no, dude.
I gotta say, I like cheesy. I like interesting tactics and stuff. I like it like when a team goes all Cav and makes it work. Like that's me.
I don't think that's cheesy at all. I think it's taking the initiative and rushing, and but you know, giving a crossbow, it's not so much the tactic itself, but it shouldn't work. Like, for example, an archer shouldn't be able to use a shield. That's come on, that's clearly for infantry, and you know, it shouldn't be. It's the same reason that a Cav can't use a tower shield. It's the same cheesy thing. It's like, this is really strong, and this is for this particular unit, so you can't use it. You can't have it.
I don't know if we agree on that. I still feel like infantry have value. I guess it's different meta maybe.
Infantry have value, just it's specific.
Okay. Castellans just going to kind of push straight forward, like ignoring the flag right now. It's just going to charge towards Hero's Inquisition, I think. Pretty cool, pretty strong tackle. You've got a bit of a kind of scuffle breaking out by the middle of the map. These teams going to be vying. I don't know exactly what for because there's no one at the flag, but first who comes in for Inquisition anyway. Rich taking down Luke. Max brings down Corey, and Castellan once again, they're kind of losing out in this round. Artsan pulls 1 kill back against Rafkin, and that's important, but down goes Van Tong, and Castellan's just running out of players right now. The archers of Hero's Inquisition has been too valuable. Like Max, Novik, all fans have pretty decent spots here. Volshin with space as well. And only 3 Castellans left. Artsan caught himself quite up on the stairs, so it goes down to Inquisition R there. Caesar drops 2, double kill. He's going to get the triple. Gets the triple kill. That's pretty sweet. And Inquisition R up to 6-1 right now. And Hero's Inquisition really just dominating as the Saranid side.
I think that's the power of having, you know, as many archers as Inquisition did there. You can really dictate the engagement. And they made the Castellans rush them. They had a great position and they just kind of sat. And
they've been wicked.
It really worked out.
Rich and R as well doing some pretty sick work on Cav. It's got to be mentioned. Alright, so Castellan's going to be really hoping they can get this last round. I think we see a lot like a team wins 3 rounds and then loses the last one. I don't know, maybe they sort of get complacent or choke or something. The problem now is though that Hero's Inquisition have such nice armor. I love this Cav armor, like the kind of the bathrobe over the chainmail. It just looks so cool.
No, it really does. I like it a lot.
Like a sick old pattern on there. Oh my god. Okay.
Good save by Griffin.
Yeah, it's like Phantom's going to escape though. And Castellan just going really aggressive, which I like to see. They're actually giving their archers some space here as well, which is working out pretty nicely for them. But at the same time, Hero's Inquisition are getting most of the kills here. OGL trying to get some shots off, but Hero's Inquisition once again getting the best of this fight. And TK Caesar, yeah, gets killed by the bump. Elazol under a lot of pressure right now. Gets killed by Inquisition R, who's just having a field day right now. Coming in with the couch, getting dismount Black Tide, who's going to drop as well. And yeah, this push hasn't worked out too well for them. Here's Inquisition going to have the clean sweep on this.
They
on the
straight
side.
palmed it.
Yeah,
straight palmed it.
Siphon bring down OGL, and yeah, final kill. Griffin bring down Novak, and 5-2. Hero's Inquisition take the lead here. From what was such a close start, Castellan's really not able to make the Roadhog side work for them at all. So fair play to our side from Russia and Ukraine. Looking pretty tough here, and maintaining their reputation, I think, as one of the top teams.
So last thing I'll say about team comps on this map, but you know, I would like to see how well do you think it would have been if the Roadhogs would have taken, you know, say 75% crossbows and like the other 2 infantry.
Like 6 crossbows?
Yeah, like 6 crossbows.
I don't know. I feel like they just would have got like pushed a bit, like just pushed too much. The problem is like you can force half them into melee pretty easily just by like running towards them with jabs, and like Cav can just run up to them. And unless you can like get all your shots off like perfectly, you're just gonna get forced into melee and have a really hard time, I think. So I don't know if I'd like see that many, but I think maybe like 3 or so would have been nice. I don't know if they needed that many Cav, even though they were using them kind of well for the most part. It didn't actually pay off.
Come on, man. You know, I'm expecting to hear some European talk. Like, yeah, fuck yeah, to work. Set up some crossfires, you know? Range. Hell yeah.
Well, I don't know. Range is kind of like at the start of this season, like, people kept coming up to me and saying, oh, range is OP. Yeah, even though you nerfed them, they're still like ridiculously good. And I was like, oh, okay, sorry. And then now, like, look at it, like, hardly anyone taking any archers or anything at all. So, I mean, the meta just like shifts around all the time, even after like 4.5 years. I don't think 6 archers would have worked out though, to be honest. Heroes Inquisition is a team which just isn't afraid to be aggressive. They're not going to get surrounded very easily. They're just going to like push in and shut down some players.
I guess the way that I think about it is that I would prefer a crossbowman versus a dismounted Serenade Cav as far as foot on foot, and I think that the crossbows can make absolute short work of Serenade Cav. So
maybe you could be right.
Like we were talking about with infantry, you're like, oh, you know, they have their place. They do, and on a map like this, dude, infantry all day, every day.
Yeah. That's a nice little segue anyway. Talking about Sandy Bush specifically, are you a fan of the map?
At first, I really wasn't. The first time I ever played it was in the Nations Cup, I think, or we played against some European team on it, and in that moment, I really hated it. But it's relatively balanced. You know, it's a good map to just kind of brawl on. So
yeah, it's like a kind of arcadey, like pretty intense fighting arena kind of place.
Yeah, you know, you have the middle courtyard where, yeah, it's basically just a giant arena, and then the huge donut around it. It's just, let's just run laps until the flag spawns, you know.
That's like more public. That's what happens on public the whole time. Just like,
oh yeah,
just rotates and rotates and rotates until like it spirals into the center.
I feel like, especially on this kind of map, you're going to see pretty much every round going to the flags because they're such like strong fortifiable positions in the alley.
So?
I know. I mean, I really do. Like, I think that the way I've seen it play out a lot, you know, if you're holding a certain position, for example, in alley over here, and you have the double layer like with range up above. It's so hard to push into that. You're taking a massive disadvantage to push into that.
I don't know. I think it depends what side you push from. Like, I tried to make the map as like non-campy as possible. I think it's like less campy when you compare it to other maps. But I mean, if you push in from, say, like the side where you have the, I don't know how to even describe it. I need better callouts. But like say if you're on the low road,
yeah,
and you're facing towards the center of the map, like if you push in from that left side.
Okay.
Like,
so what, the Vager spawn?
No, the other one, the north spawn.
North spawn.
The north
okay,
spawn.
Yeah.
You push in from the north spawn. Like the crossfire, you don't really get like 2 down by archers because they don't have that little cubby hole with the table. All they've really got is that like stair point, and then like on the other side of the stairs, you can just attack that really easy anyway. So I feel like you can assault it from there.
The only way up is obviously the stairs. So you have 1 infantry hold that with kicks because
yeah, that's true.
The defending on the stairs is a lot stronger than the attacking because you control the range, and then you have you bring the kicks, like I said. And so the engagement is going to take place below the stairs. If you're going to push, you have to push the entire alley. Yeah. So as you're pushing into the alley, the headshots start to open up even above the shields.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
Yeah, it's difficult, man. It's very tricky. Like assaulting it, you have to accept we're fighting in a disadvantage here. You know, it can be done. I'm not saying it can't be. It's just it's harder for you, and that's why that's the thing I don't like about these kind of maps. Is that if you want to push the pace, if you want to be aggressive, if you want to make it fun to watch, on some level you do have to say, okay, you guys are gonna have a little bit of an edge here.
Well, I do still feel like we have seen aggression work on this map, so I hope we see some tonight. And both these teams, like based on what we see in the first map as well, they seem like really up for just pushing and charging. So I'm hoping we're gonna see a bit of that.
I definitely think it can work. I've seen it work a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, it really comes down to the teams and their play styles and stuff. And like I said, it can work. It just the way that I usually see it play out is somebody will hold this upper little stronghold up here to the left of the Nord spawn, and then somebody will hold alley.
Oh, the graveyard, yeah.
Just kind of wait for a pop.
Well, just a little break right now as the teams just kind of sort themselves out. I'm really not sure, like, team-wise how it's going to play out differently, because I feel like a lot of Castellans' best infantry were playing, like more as cavalry, like Black Tide, Vantong played cav all the time, Caesar as well. So seeing them switch over to inf, I wonder if they're going to be able to catch up with the Heroes Inquisition, or like, I don't know how it's going to play out. But in the meantime, I'm just going to run that map intro right now, so let me do that. Okay, we're on a live. Heroes Inquisition playing as the Vegas side, their favourite faction, up against the Castellans playing as Nords. And class setups, yeah, as we suspected, we've got a lot of inf here. Less so for Heroes Inquisition, actually playing as 2 cav. I wonder if one is dismounted. I suspect one's probably dismounted for scimitar drops. No, they got both mounted. Alexander and Ravkin, that famous Heroes cav partnership, going to be here. No range coming out for Castellan. What do you think of that?
I like it. I mean, on this map, it can be over relatively quickly.
Yeah.
Range can get shut down. There's only so many crossfires. I do think there should be at least one, but it's not like the end of the world.
Nord Archer sucks.
Especially with Javs.
Nord Archers suck.
I think Nord Archers are great.
Really?
The Bernie, if you can get to it with a short bow, I think it's awesome. But on a map like this, it's so small and everyone has Javs.
Yeah.
You're fine. But again,
yeah, everyone does have Javs as well.
One bow at least.
They're taking 2 cav as well. Castellan, Bishop, and Artisan. Bishop, not a player we saw on the first map. Already got like a unicorn there, arrow right on his horse's head, looking pretty cool. Horse not too brain damaged, still riding around doing okay.
For the moment.
And ooh, yeah, I guess reared up by Heroes cav immediately there. Artisan loses his horse, and yeah, Castellan kind of out of it in the cav fight. But they're moving in with the inf and Nord inf, pretty scary. Very close right now, but Volshan finding space to shoot brings down TK Caesar pretty early on. And Castellan looking, I don't know, they're not getting stuff done in this fight very quickly.
They need to break him quick.
Yeah, it's not happening. Team kill, that's going to give them a little lifeline. Yeah, Vantong finishing off Acto as well. And now Volshan caught in melee. Oh, another team kill from Inquisition. They're just throwing this round right now. Really nice play from Castellan anyway. They are getting the kills here. 5 against 5 is the current player count, but Heroes looking pretty shaky. Very low health in all their players. Snappy misses the jump slash, but I think the infight is going a little bit better for Castellan right now. Luke brings down Ravkin. Griffin drops to Artisan, and yeah, Castellan going to win this, I think. Rich and Sodomard under increasing pressure. Rich does get a kill back against Black Tide there.
They're holding well.
Oh, a double kill from Black Tide. Oh, and Sodomard brings down Snappy, and Heroes Inquisition here. They're just too strong right now. Vantong and Artisan, the 2 remaining players. Vantong gets 1 kill, and it's a 2-on-2 here. Very close. Down goes Vantong, and Artisan's got a chance to clutch. He's got a chance to do something for his team, but he tries to mount a horse. Gets taken out by Alexander, and Heroes Inquisition there. Sick infantry play from Sodomard and Rich.
Yeah, I was just about to say, that's completely on them. They held really well.
Yeah.
You can tell that you know, the other team got super impatient and started taking risks that they didn't really need to take.
It did not work out for them at all, and that's a round they really need to win as well. Castellan, they're down 6-2 now, and if they had kicked off the set with a round win there, they could have perhaps used that momentum to get a 4-0, get right back into the match. But as it stands, they have to start winning rounds soon.
I think the big thing there was, you know, we saw Heroes Inquisition. They had the big Nord push going on, but they didn't do enough damage quickly enough.
Yeah.
You know, the cav is not gonna the Nord cav is not gonna hold out as long. They're just there to screen. So when you infantry push that hard, you need to make penetration, and they just couldn't. They couldn't get past the Vaker line, which as Nords, you shouldn't. You know, that shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I agree. I think the jab use wasn't great either. They didn't, and they perhaps like tried to throw him too much at the start. Maybe that was why they.
There wasn't a lot of surface area. You know, it was very.
I think that might be one of the problems. Like they tried, perhaps to use these jabs a bit too much at the start of the fight instead of just getting stuck in.
Well, yeah, just pull out the axes, dude, and start swinging.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like jabs like perhaps better just used against cav or against like archers that go straight.
Yeah, jabs are great, but it's to say that we should always use them at the beginning of the fight, which I feel like a lot of people say it's flawed.
Yeah, I agree. DC and I mean there were a lot of Heroes Inquisition team kills last round as well. Let's not forget that.
And they still won.
Exactly. So I mean Castellans were kind of almost gifted that, and for them to miss out on this, I worry about them for the rest of the game. They've been given another gifter as well. Sodomod has had a DC, so they're gonna be down in player.
Is it usual to see the other team match, or is it just
no? That's rare. That's pretty rare.
Okay.
This esports dude. Castellans down 2 to 6.
Another thing to consider is the heavy horses now for the Veggers.
Oh, they got heavy horses up.
Yeah, I see.
Alexander. Oh dear. Yeah, that's gonna be so painful to deal with. I mean, just the maneuverability on that horse, and as well as it's just tankiness is just so troll.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I get angry.
Castellans going to try to push in, but they got Alexander to deal with on this horse. Yeah, Cav making passes at the moment.
They did well dealing with the pass from both.
Artisan's dropped already. Castellan trying to drive forward, but Griffin's getting kills here. And Heroes Inquisition just using space better right now. Griffin's still unchanced, still getting more kills. Finally gets caught up at melee. Brangton brings him down, but it's too little too late here, I think. Caesar brings 1 kill back, and I mean, they really need some big plays coming out of the Castellan players to make this work right now. Caesar under a lot of pressure. Vantong still doing okay, but being put down the ground and yeah, just taking big damage right now. Gets a hit back, and yeah, he's fighting with all he's got, but he's going to be finished off right now. Alexander takes him down. OGL fighting in the alleyway, lost his shield, brings down Volscian, and Caesar's actually got a kill elsewhere here. And I mean, if these players can make this happen, it'll be really impressive, but very hard for them to do this right now. They're not able to support each other either, and Alexander's still on that horse gear, gets the bump lance, and yeah, it's just too much pressure. OGL the leader. Oh, gets another kill here, and he could make this happen. It's not impossible right now.
Bump lancing, dude. I think so.
It's very hard, but I think he still can't do this. Oh, went for the hero jab, but
ballsy.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, you got to take those kind of risks.
So I hear that Heroes Inquisition like Veggers, yeah.
Yeah, they like Vegas,
and that's why they executed that really well. I mean, son, I'm proud. With the way that they control that space, the cav play was great.
Yeah, it was.
The screening for the archer was pretty well done.
Griffin just had so much space just to shoot. There's so much time, and he got like 3 kills in that round.
Yeah. And the infantry bought him time, and the passes were great. And like you said, controlling space, and that's what that's all about. And the Norns played right into their hands. Like I understand what they were trying to do. They were trying to stuff the archer and get there quick, but dude, you cross the entire courtyard.
Yeah.
With cav behind you and archers in front of you, like.
The pressure's really.
I wish people would do that to us.
Oh, looks like Castellans have gone for a flank this time. They've actually sent players around different sides. I quite like this. This is a nice move. They caught them off guard a little bit. They've still got to make these kills happen fast.
The Veigar Cavs are responding well though.
OGL dropped immediately, and Heroes Alexander is just kind of running things right now. Yeah, I guess he gets himself the triple kill. He wants a quad as well. Like right now, they just cannot deal with him. Coming in for the couch lance on Snap, he doesn't get it. But yeah, gets the bump off on Luke and sees him finish off as well. And yeah, just too much to deal with these Heroes Cav.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I'm noticing every single round, especially with the flank. It was a great flank, but the Cav just responded instantly.
Yeah.
And the Norns aren't addressing it.
I feel like they're playing into their hands a little bit too much by fighting on that upper level as well, where the Cav has so much space. And look at Heroes Alexander here, like 9-0. That's a beastly score, and he's just having.
It is. And I think part of it is okay. So he's a great player. I'm watching him. He's doing everything right. But also the fact he's on the heavy horse, you have to. It almost like triples his effectiveness.
Yeah.
And now they have 2 heavy horses.
And the Lamella armor as well. So it's just like an ultimate tank now.
You can't kill the horses. You're not going to kill them before the round is over. If your entire team tries to kill him, you'll all die. You can't focus the horse. So what you have to do is accept that the horses aren't going to go away. The calf's not going to be neutralized by you. You need to use the terrain to neutralize them.
Exactly. Well, there's 2 of them now. What are they going to do? And the thing is that the game is actually over. Heroes Inquisition have won. I want to play it out anyway because round difference is really important. Because you had the drawn round in the first set, that means that Castellans can't actually win this game anymore.
Yeah, and that kind of goes back to something we were talking about as well. The difference between first 2 as opposed to playing a flat number of rounds.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see the match format change. Maybe like made to the first two. I'd actually like to see it kind of based on map wins rather than round wins. To be honest, I think that would be like more exciting, and then you'd have like chances to come back.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can agree with that, but they just have flashbacks to foreign battles, pages and pages long.
Well, that's not as long as the American format right now, which is like the match can last like 27 rounds or something crazy. I think Castellans actually getting the better of this round this time. Once again, like Heroes Inquisition might switch off a little bit, but they're still gonna be fighting for rounds, so it's still like really important if they want to like stay alive in this. And Castellans are gonna take this round, I think. The Dango's rich, and just Griffin remaining now. Nice headshot. The guy's got mad skills. It's really good to see Griffin playing Archer again as well, because like for a lot of the season he's been playing infantry, and like he's not like the worst infantry, but he's far from the best, and he's an amazing archer, so it's just like, oh, pretty sick. Love the kick slash, and getting out that team kill. Gonna do what he can. Oh, sick. Griffin's showing some sick skills right now. Can he take
the Griffin show? Griffin Clinic.
Can he take the 1-on-2 as an archer? Like, geez, that'd be intense. Black Tide choking some jabs right now. Smashing shields with a scimitar. Beastly. Oh, it does go down eventually. Black Tide not gonna stand for that, but pretty sick play from Griffin.
I really hope he didn't mean easy.
Well, Black Tide just not very meta player.
There's being BM and there's talking trash after your team almost got wiped by one guy.
So
that was impressive though by Griffin. I'm kind of interested to see how they play Vickers though. I definitely think that
Castellan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see how he plays that too. But a really nice set from the Russian-Ukrainian side there.
Yeah, and I mean they made Vickers look. They played them the exact way, in my opinion, that they should be played. They're meant to be played to their strengths completely. So my question is that, you know, how are they going to do against that? How are they going to do against the Vickers? Assuming that the Castellans played Vickers, like, you know, they don't have to, but I think it's the best way.
I think they'll try, but I just don't know if they're going to be able to do it as well as Heroes Inquisition. I mean, there is perhaps a little gap in the quality of players. Heroes Inquisition do have like a better standard of Warblade pedigree, I think. I mean, they're practicing crazy intense.
In order to play, you know, factions like the Vickers and the Saranids to their best, it requires a certain level of you know, finesse and a lot of team cohesion.
Yeah.
And that's you know, and watching it executed by a high-level team who really knows what they're doing and they're calling well. That's probably, you know, one of my favorite things to watch, as opposed to, you know, you have factions like Nords or Rodox or even Swadia who really just brawl. Which is great and fine. I'm sure, you know, Tyrion loves it.
No, that's cool. I respect that. I mean, Vegas, they are. I mean, I feel like archers just in general, it's like archery is more like a skill thing than crossbows, and like the scimitars, like the elite scimitars, so deadly.
Yeah, dude, it's so quick. You know, there's so much speed and mobility. It's just swag. That's all I can say.
It's exactly the kind of thing that BKS love.
Yeah, you know, it's we like playing it, and I think it's the most fun style to play.
All right. Well, Chinese league final was Vegas versus Vegas on Reverend Village.
Dude, I've never watched a Chinese warband match. I'm really interested now.
Well, you can go and watch it, but you're gonna want to like skip a lot of it because they play 15-minute rounds, and they play 15 versus 15. So like they basically had it like they're just waiting 13 minutes for the flag.
Don't they really? How long have they been playing warband? Like,
I don't know.
Realize, guys, if you make it a 15-minute round, there's gonna be nothing happening for 15 minutes.
It was like a battle of like internet connections because like whoever had like the least dropouts would have like a big advantage.
Oh my god, man!
It was just a mess. Like I spoke to the guy afterwards who runs the tournament, and he was just saying like, this is just the way we like to play in China. This is our tradition.
We like to have the first 13 minutes to really think about, you know, what we want to do.
They kept calling it like foreplay and stuff. Like they were saying like foreplay, the word for foreplay in German. For some reason they spoke German.
You can have foreplay for like 2 minutes. So.
You're not a fan of foreplay, Raid? Like to get down to business?
Yeah, you know, like let's get to it. You know why we're here. I know why we're here. Don't play.
But yeah, it was an interesting insight anyway. Okay, so
So I think the way to do it, you know, hopefully the Nords, Heroes in Inc. will take plenty of throwing axes and just bust shields. Let's see it.
looks like we had a misspawn from Heroes Inquisition, so we might actually have a bit of a false start here. I don't know if he's gonna get in.
It's esports. Come on, go.
No, I think it's gonna be a yeah. So we just have to
Reroll.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! Don't
There's
remind me of
textures.
Don't remind me of re-rolling. That was just the worst thing ever. Oh my god.
Best idea ever.
Oh Jesus.
Pretty funny rules, man.
Okay. Production is all over the place right now, but we're in the game. We got sound. It's all working right now, so I think that's gonna fix it.
Yeah. So heroes have 5 inf, 2 cav, and 1 bow. The Nord Archer, I'm digging it. It's probably you know, it's gonna be a force multiplier.
I would prefer to have seen Griffin playing that. Weirdly they put Griffin as cav. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just looking. I was like, wait, he's on heroes, right? You know, I'm not about to noob this up and say that Castellan, you know, but yeah, I don't know why. Why would you take him off bow? He was doing so well. I'm gonna have a talk with our caller after the game.
You could give some massive compliments to their Vegas, but just say, come on, play to your strengths.
Yeah, Castellan bringing a lot of archers, which is kind of confusing to me.
Well,
or no, a lot of infantry. Yeah,
infantry.
They need more cav and more bows.
Yeah, I think you're right. Two archers is 1 more than Inquisition though, so at least they got more crossfire potential. But I feel like 2 cav perhaps would be pretty good, although Arslan just loses his force immediately to those jabs and goes down to an axe from Acto. And Castellan just, this is not working out at all for them. They're really spread out. Ojal's got himself a nice shooting spot there. This could be the only thing which can turn them around, but he's got to get the kills fast, and I don't know if he's got time. He's got himself a nice Kurgan bow. And
the big archer is great up there.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's got enough time to get all this done.
He's got to start now getting headshots.
He gets 1 kill there, and that's gonna help, but Lazarus takes a big hit after that bump, and yeah, I think it's too little, too late, and Heroes Inquisition is just kind of rolling this right now.
Yeah, man, Castellan is playing the exact same way they were playing as Nords, and Heroes Inquisition is playing the exact same way they were playing as Vegas. Like,
with 1 archer left.
Castellan is just running at them in a straight linear line, with no real spread. It's like the perfect, you know, like I said earlier, I wish people would run at us like that. You know, it's so easy to counter that. It's like they're coming at you screaming, and you know, that all Heroes Inquisition is doing is, okay, we're gonna spread out a little bit, we're gonna shoot at you, and we're gonna surround you. You know, and Castellan's trying to brawl, I'll give him credit, but
they're still just charging as well. OJL's gonna try and flank, it looks like. But Pepper, like, they got Pepper like right at the front, where he's not able to shoot because he's under too much pressure, and so he's just a waste there being an archer.
Yeah,
he's backing off now, and he's gonna be able to start trying to shoot. But I think he's just gonna get
look at all this time he's spending getting to cover. He's not being effective until right now.
Yeah, exactly. They do manage to dehorse Alexander, which is always gonna be valuable. But Pepper's gone down now. Lazar's going down, and this whole fight I think is just gonna kind of go the way of Heroes Inquisition once again.
This is how Nord should be played. You know, I think Heroes and Inquisition, like, you know, okay, so Castellans, they're clearly skilled. You know, they're a good clan, but. And I mean, not in a disrespectful way, but they need to take notes, man. Like,
yeah,
you know, the way that Inquisition is playing Nords, this is how it's done. You know, and the way that they play Vigors, especially, that's how it's done. And I feel like the Castellan guys, they're just playing in one way. They're not playing, well, this is the map, this is the faction. We should approach it this way. We should do it this way. It's just, I feel like they know one way, and then they're doing that the whole time.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're a good bunch of guys as well, so shame to see them kind of not putting up as good of a fight as they perhaps are capable of. But this will be a big wake-up call for them, I guess, because this is the first game they've lost. They've been unbeaten up until this point, but I mean, this is the first time they faced like one of the really strong teams. Heroes Inquisition are going to have a really hard time now as well, because they've actually taken 2 losses this season already. So coming back for them is going to be so hard. They're going to have to just somehow hope that other results go their way, and they need to really dominate these kind of games.
Well, it's still early, right, in the season?
No, it's not. It's been 6 weeks. This is the 6th week. So it's 2 weeks after this.
Oh, so only 2 more weeks.
Yeah, and
okay.
It's going to be really hard to catch up. Ideally, they're just going to want to try and get near the top and hope they can get like first or second place. Nice kill from OGL there, just getting that sort of last minute shot. Gonna just go nuts to the Falcon right now and just see what he can do. Falcon's not the best weapon. I mean, they should be having better scimitar drops there, I think. It lasts under pressure as well, and yeah, here's Inquisition once again. They're just finding the win here. Throwing
what I'm noticing is that here's Inquisition, they swarm well, and that's really important as Nords.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a linear straight line like, hi, we're running straight at you, and this is where we're running to. You know, it's not that predictable, but they still, their inf play is good, and like I said, they're swarming well and they're working off of each other well. So I like that a lot. But
the problem for Castellan now as well.
Solid team.
Check out this tank, man. Look at Sodomod. He's got himself the sick roleplay helmet and the bandit armor. Oh my god, gloves, leather boots. This is sick.
He's gonna host a feast after this.
I love it. Gets himself a nice jab kill as well. Early doors.
And I think Castellan, you know, just was watching
Black Tie coming out with the body. He's getting some sick damage on. Oh, I respect him for doing that, man. He did some good work with that. And Pepper coming out with the bodies as well. I'm loving this. It's working for them. Castellan now getting a 4 against 4. Siphon does bring down. Oh well, Artisan sees the drops too. But those Bardishes, man, that's what you need against sick armor like that. To respect them. Oh, OGL gets a kill with his Bardiche too. Come on, OGL, you got this. Spin, stab, yes! Bardiche! New meta, I love this. Turn and kill Siphon, turn and kill Siphon. Oh, takes a hit. Smashes the shield though so easily. And look at these Bardiches right now, doing some work.
That's why Vegas are so awesome, man. They got the speed, they got the cap, they got the range, but these Bardishes, man.
Oh, the jump slash, that was beastly. Novak, I'm loving that. And they Siphon's got jabs here, but I think they're going to give them the respect of a melee fight. Oh no, they're not. Griffin comes around with the jab.
Esports, bro.
And here's Inquisition who take it despite a valiant effort. And man, there's something to be said for that. Bust out the Bardishes, come on. Two-handers,
yeah,
they work.
You gotta give it to him.
Alright.
New meta, like you said.
New meta. Shame they lost 12-3. But
I think the Castellans have the pieces, you know, especially with like OGL. He seems like a really good archer.
Yeah, he is.
You know, I saw a lot of good flashes from them, but it wasn't sustained, and it seemed like they got flustered. Their morale was, you know, questionable. After things kind of started to go badly, they didn't respond that well. Their calling wasn't as good.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I mean, they need to take notes, not in a completely BM way, but you know, watch the stream or watch the VOD and see what Inquisition did and try to adjust.
Well, here's Inquisition. They're really like a top-level team. Like, they're a hard one to face. So, this is kind of expected result. I mean, and here's Inquisition. They're going to be really playing on their top level as well. You can tell they've been training hard. So they can't feel too bad, I don't think, Castellans, but yeah, they got a bit of work to do, as you said. They got a ways to go before they're going to be one of the top teams in Europe. And I'm going to try and get some people in here for an interview, if you're cool for staying around for that.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
You actually have a chance to speak to their caller as well, which is something you want to do.
To do what?
You want to speak to their caller?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I got all kinds of cool questions.
And guys, everyone watching, you can tweet in as well with your questions. At Raid or myself, make sure you hashtag the WNL4, otherwise you're not going to see them. We'll ask your questions on the stream as well for the Heroes Inquisition players, if they're going to come on and speak to us. Which I hope they do. They normally do, they're a team which cares about their PR. Trying to arrange that now, just speaking on Steam. In terms of the wider perspective of the league, what this is going to mean is that Heroes Inquisition are going to kind of move up level with all the teams on 4 wins, but presumably Aquila, Irish Rebels, they're going to start getting ahead now. So they've really just, the clock is ticking for them to catch up and do some damage in these last few weeks. They're gonna need to make some pretty daring picks, I think.
Alright, Lust. Well, it was nice of you to join me on my stream here, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask you some questions.
Okay.
So as far as the league overall, I know this is about the Castellans here and Heroes Inquisition, but really quickly about the league overall, you know, who do you see as the favorite? Who do you personally like?
I always think Apis are probably the favourites in everything they play in because they're the best team in my opinion.
Really hard to vote against them, huh?
Yeah, it just is. Like, we got like a little betting thread I'm running at the moment, and this week I just whacked 5 like K dinners on them, like basically like the biggest stake, because I was just like, well, screw it. I'm not gonna give anyone good odds if they're gonna like bet on Apis Ropi.
Yeah, put me down for them too, because you know, it's a
yeah. They have lost, so they lost this Heroes Inquisition side, and like seeing Heroes Inquisition play this well, like it's scary what could happen. I mean, if they get to pick this week, which I think they will, because nobody else is going to pick them when they're playing like this. Depending on who they pick between Hard Rebels and Apis Ropi, they're going to have a really, really hard week. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, and so, you know, speaking on that, with Heroes Inquisition, alright, so the Castellans are clearly a high-level clan, but, dude, Heroes Inquisition, you know, they made it look so easy. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't, but they straight dusted these guys. So if I'm AE and I'm watching the stream, I'm like, well, fuck, man. Looks like we should stop watching the stream and maybe go practice. You know, because I think that would be a really good one to watch for sure.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think the week 7 fixtures they're going to play out with tomorrow's like pick night. There's a big like night where everyone picks their teams in like in order, and it's pretty hype. So tomorrow, like the results of that are going to be really important. And I think we're going to be seeing a lot of these top teams playing against each other, which is what everyone wants to see.
So you guys do some cool stuff over in Eurolands. You know, you all get together and have Pig Night. You guys have one giant TeamSpeak server, like.
No, Pig Night is all on the forums.
Whatever, it's still a cool idea.
It is cool.
It's almost as cool. It's almost as cool as my power ranking idea.
It's your power ranking idea. Is that like a numeric thing, or is it just people like saying who's cool and who's good?
No, it's a numeric thing, but it's also there's like you know, you have your justifications for it, like you know, with recent results, and you know, your #1 team lost to the #3 team, so the #3 team obviously comes up, and it generates a lot of discussion, and a lot of it can be constructive, and you know, get hype. It definitely generates that. So
yeah, it's all about egos as well, which is cool. Like.
Yeah, well, not all about egos, but it definitely plays into it. You know, it kind of makes it a little bit more, have a little bit more weight. Sure, playing for fun is great, but you know, playing against the like we were talking about earlier, you know, AE, it can be the favorite, but there's a difference between people kind of thinking it and then it being written down and everyone kind of agreeing, and there being actual justified reasons. So it's fun.
Yeah, it's a cool thing. I feel like one thing that was just like something I used to do like a little bit before was like I do it for the streams now sometimes, but like stuff like match previews and like match summaries and stuff like that, like written stuff. I feel like it's so valuable because there's such like little of it around. Like there's no like esports journalism really for Warband. So like when people do like write stuff up, it's like I think it's cool. I like it. It gets me excited.
Well, yeah, and I mean anything that's done for Warband. Personally, I think if it wasn't for those kind of efforts, like for example this stream here, if it wasn't for this, I don't think that, you know, Warband would even still be alive. So it's really cool to see, but it's because I love esports. I love StarCraft. You know, I play League of Legends. I love watching I watch Worlds. I stay up till like 5 in the morning. You know, so I think it's really awesome how it's done for Warband, and that is one thing that makes me kind of sad about not playing anymore, is because I feel that, you know, we should be contributing to the NA scene, because, you know, clearly, frankly, the EU scene is done much better. You guys have like how many teams in this tournament? Like,
34 right now.
Yeah, dude. I mean, at our best, we had like maybe 10.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so it's really cool the way you guys do it, and you know, the way that the production value and stuff is pretty cool.
I mean, there's been a lot of like, there's a lot of American players. They just haven't like, I guess, really got it together to, you know,
I feel
focus on the esports side of it really in America. I feel like they're more like maybe Napoleonic Wars, that kind of thing.
I feel like there's not as many. I don't feel like there's as many players. You know, even back in the day, you guys had that 200-man server you would run, and we've never had those kind of numbers. I mean, sure, when you look at GK Siege, maybe, but a lot of those guys are casual players. They have no desire to compete, and a lot of the people who want to compete, it seems like you know, all the guys I know who are talented players, I'm like, dude, you know, come play Warband. You know, other BKS guys from other games, and they're like, oh, fuck that game's old. I'm gonna go play CS. You know, so and that's what you always have to fight against. You know, yeah, sure, the graphics aren't great, but it's still a good game.
Yeah, obviously that's gonna make a problem. Like, gamer nerds, they love their graphics. They buy a fancy graphics card, they want to use it and stuff.
Dude, I just built this $1,300 PC and I'm playing Warband. Like, fuck.
I don't even have like a working PC at the moment. I gotta stream from work and stuff. It's just the whole thing is chaos. I want to just buy Max.
Worlds?
Yeah.
Well then, I mean, it's almost work related, you know?
Yeah. It is. It was actually cool. Like last night, not last night, Friday night, I was doing a stream, and the other guy who was in my room, he was like watching, like for most of the stream, and afterwards we talked for like, I don't know, maybe half an hour about the game mode and like stuff that could be done for bandload and things like that. And like he was the guy who's made the original system for battle, like, and the flag stuff and he was like saying like how he recognizes the problems, and they never really sort of imagined it would be played like this intensely and stuff, and they couldn't really test it as well. But like obviously in the future we try and do more things to account for that and think about it more.
There's no way they could have, you know, anticipated.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody truly anticipated, you know, the amount of scrutiny would come under. They're like, okay, so we have mount&blade. We're gonna make Warband multiplayer. Here you go. And, you know, just kind of expecting people to like role play and
yeah.
You know, so to be fair to them, they couldn't have expected it.
Which a lot of people did as well. A lot of people did role play, which is cool.
Yeah. Okay.
I like a bit of role play. I think there's a time and a place.
Sure. No, I got on Persistent World. I mean, I got banned pretty quick, but it was fine.
Yeah, you didn't fancy mining for like 2 hours to get yourself a good character?
Nah, dude, I wasn't about it. Like, they told me that I needed like okay, so Tyrion and I get on Persistent World, and we walk around. We see this guy walking in armor. I'm like, dude, I want that shit. So we try to kill him, but our little peasant things don't hurt him that bad. So we go find somebody else. Tyrion shoots him in the head, and we take his stuff. You know, we're going along our way, all happy and stuff. And all of a sudden, the admin say, "You need a reason for killing him." I'm like, I had a reason. I wanted his stuff. Like, what? I wanted his things, and I took them. It's like, you need an RP reason. I'm like, what? I'm poor, he's rich.
Yeah. I don't know, it's a little silly. But shout out to Persistent World Mod as well, like, the code for the names of the heads, that was given by them. So they kind of made the stream mod happen. So
that is cool.
So there you have it. RP is helping competitive Warband as well in some ways.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to roleplay, that's more power to you. It's not necessarily for me, but...
it looks like, unfortunately, after all this, Heretics are just not going to send anyone for an interview, which is a bit of a shame. They normally do send some guys over. Maybe we can speak to them at some point in the week. Maybe I'll try to just text them to you or something like that. But I know you had some questions for Raid, so it's a shame that you're not able to have a little chat to them.
That's fine.
Maybe next time. I want to thank you very much for coming along and streaming. I think you've been great. Very, very insightful, obviously. A veteran of the game. And a big personality in the scene. Do follow at PKS Swag for Raid's occasional stream updates. Playing some crazy stuff like... What is it you play? Eve these days? You streaming that?
No, I play Eve mainly on the side, but like whenever I do stream, I'm still in the process of getting my stream all set up, and you know, maybe afterwards, you know, I can kind of talk about it a little bit. I'm kind of a stream noob. I need some help, but
all right, yeah,
you know, I do stream like League and in other games I get into. So and a lot of the times I'll stream stuff I play with BKS. You know, we'll play Arma or whatever, and I have TeamSpeak open, and it's kind of like a cool glance into the way we do things, which is fun. But
Arma's a pretty sick RP game. They got some servers on that, like they got like some dude just like air traffic controlling, like not even like playing the game, just like
exactly
controlling the planes coming in and out.
I come home from work to get on Arma to go to work. I mean, we play like Wasteland mod. It's pretty cool, but
yeah.
It was cool to come and commentate, and I'm glad you asked. This is a pretty cool stream you have going on. I'm a little bit rusty, a little bit out of the meta, but still fun.
Nice. I think like. You know, you come on with some proper opinions and stuff like that, and it's nice to hear. Alright, I'm gonna give you a chance to do some like shoutouts then and stuff.
Just BKS Swag, dude.
Alright, yeah, obviously.
That's it. You know, we're here because of the European guys, man. So I'm gonna keep the focus on them.
Sweet. I want to shout out to the sponsor of the tournament, Freaky T-shirts. I'm wearing my IG Freaky T-shirt right now. The winners of the tournament are going to get some T-shirts, which is going to be cool for them. So thanks to them, thanks to Freaky, and shout out to Nervous Test Pilot for doing the music as well. You can follow him at Nervous_Test Pilot. All the music on the stream has been from him, and there's a track list somewhere in the thread if you delve through it. I might post it again. But alright, other than that, I think it's pretty much time to wrap it up. Sorry we can't bring an interview, but thanks very much for watching, everyone, and yeah, good night.